pilots, Drain Man here, and today I have got a video for you. In today's video, we are going to take this high-end, very nice, very strong, very expensive FPV frame, and we are going to put in a very nice, very expensive VTX, and we're going to put in a very nice, very sweet, awesome stack. And then we're going to top that off with some awesome new motors, and we are going to top it off by taking this baby to the sky. I'm excited to build this because this is the DJI O4 frame by It's FPV, the Era frame. And if you have not seen this, I've got videos on it. I'll link them for you. But this frame is incredible. I have built these before, and normally they're like a smooth nylon. And here you go, look at this. You can see I've taken some massive crashes. I've been flying these for quite a while now. And other than the occasional motor, I think I've broken one arm. And I mean, I'm flying two of them. And I don't fly them gently. And they hold up to the beating. These are good frames worth the money. If you're as excited about the DJI O4 and everything that it has to offer as me, you may be trying to stick it in frames that you already have, like this puppy here. And look what happens with the camera. It just doesn't fit. Look at this. If I were to take a crash, I would destroy my camera. We don't want this. We want something like this where it is literally designed and meant to be paired with this magical beauty. Let's get started by opening the top plate and putting everything in together. Okay, so with our nylon cage removed, you can see how beautiful this thing is, and it's perfect every time. The strength is out of this world. In a previous video, I mean, with all my strength, I tried to crush this puppy and it just wasn't happening. This thing is super strong and it's just gorgeous and exciting and cool. I just love it. So let's go ahead and crack this brand new DJI O4 Air Unit Pro open. So I'm going to go ahead and slice this, boop, and we'll open it up and look at that peeky-boo. Wow, look at that in all of its absolute glory. That is beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and mount this camera, which is normally one of the hardest things to do with the DJI Air unit. But all right, so there's two screws on each side, and unlike traditional cameras, which they're kind of close, these are kind of far away. We want to slide this camera into place. Ooh, and as you can see, it just moves around just a little bit, but put it into place. That way you're not way off, you know. And then you're going to grab your bag of 3D printed goodies, and these are TPU, and I'm going to pour them out right here. And watch how beautiful. Watch this, watch this. I'm going to blow you away. Get ready. Woo! Okay, okay. Now, I don't know. This screw may not even be the right thickness. It's probably not the right length, but there we go. Look at that. Woo! Tell me that's not magical. Now I'm going to put the next one here. And I mean, this is very simple stuff, pilots. Very simple stuff. Look at that. God, that's gorgeous. Perfect fit. Couldn't have been better. I like that style head better, so I might even change that one. Everything just went together so easily, so beautifully. Perfect fit every time. You're not struggling. I don't know how many frames that I've done that are meant for the camera that I'm putting in, and I struggle. Not this baby, not at all. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. So I run the GoPro Hero 12. Now, do I really need to now that I'm running DJI O4? I mean, not really, but I may want to anyway. So they hooked me up with a beautiful Hero 12 mount, and they wanted me to show you guys. They've even got one for the Mini. You can even do the DJI Action. I mean, they've got it all covered. All right, so let's keep moving along. The next thing that I need to do is I need to go ahead and remove these antennas because I need to put them inside of the mount that comes with this frame. In order to do this, you may remember on the DJI O3s, what a nightmare it was. Oh, so painful. We had to deal with these little Phillips screws and parts were falling off. And then if you unremoved bolts, look at this. Look at this. I got bolts half in because to mount this thing was a complete nightmare. So watch how beautifully simple this is. I'm going to take my 1.5 standard size. I'm going to remove all 4 screws. 1. Oh, I turned. Watch this. 2. And you may be asking, how do I change the antenna? How do I update the antennas? What if I want a different antenna? What if I want to run the new high-grade antennas that are coming out by everybody? Well, you can. And you just slide that aside, and there you are. Look, wide open. I can replace the camera cable. I can replace this. I can access everything. How magnificent. So let's go ahead and pop this off, pop this off. I'm going to drive that down. And we can go a little snugger later, or we can go less snugger later, whatever we want. But so there you go. That's 1 and 2. And now I'm going to go ahead and I might go in nice and tight. You can't beat this, because when you're flying, that's what's up in the air. That's what's putting out your, or picking up or putting out or doing all your magic. It's absolutely magical. So let's go ahead and clip these back on. These are just simple UFL connectors. We've been using these for ages. So now this just simply goes back on. Okay, so with all 4 screws in, my thing is ready. Now I'm going to bring my frame in. And what I want to do, before I do anything, is I want to take these built-in, beautiful, beautiful connectors. And as you see, you've got 20 by 20 and 25 by 25. It's actually 25.5 by 25.5, but we're not Einstein over here. It doesn't got to be that serious. Now, what I do want you to be mindful of is they gave you 2 sides. One is going to be your SD card and bind, and the other is going to be your USB. Make sure both of those are displayed through the sides. Don't do this number here where you can't access one, and if you can, you can't access the other, because that's just not smart. Make sure they're both coming out the sides. However you want to do it, make sure you do that. Now I'm going to flip this over, and now I'm going to jump into my hardware here. Ooh, I wonder if I can even use my old camera screws that I just got out of my camera. Let's take a look. Oh, I think I can. I just can't, because zip ties and double side sticky tape and the crap falling apart and everything that came with the old one, man. I don't miss that thing at all. Look at this. If you can see what I'm doing. And I actually got these screws for free. They came right out of my DJI 04 camera. But if not, you get a bag of hardware that comes with the Era. Tell me that is not meant to be. And I put it on in 2 seconds. Look at that. Incredible, right? All right, so now that we've done that, the next thing to do is to mount our antennas, and be mindful of where these are going. But I'm gonna flip forward, because I don't want them going outside of my aircraft. We want everything inside, except for the propellers. But I'm gonna pull forward, I'm gonna tilt and pull forward, and I'm gonna slide back, and I'm gonna put on 1 and 2. And there you go. Look at that, huh? I am not running a external receiver. But for me, I'm going to take advantage of the DJI 04 technology that's built into the air unit that I've already spent $229 on. And I'm going to use my new DJI Remote Controller 3. This is the newest and the hottest. And I'm going to use the built-in receiver that's inside of here. And there you go. So when I plug in my connector, I'm plugging in my radio, I connect. This is already bound to my goggles. There's no binding to the air unit. It just works. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We want our camera cable to stay smooth and out of the way. So I'm going to probably do a little spin, and I'm going to put it right here in the center. And I'm going to lock that down. Now there you go. DJI 04 air unit is mounted, antennas mounted, cameras mounted, cages mounted. I mean, pilots, we're almost there. All right, pilots, so next up is our stack. And as you can see here, this is a Velox 50 amp stack. This is a 4-in-1. It has a 6S BL Heli 32. We are talking absolute beauty. Look at this. You've got built-in wireless Bluetooth. If I flip it over, you can see the dual back. We've got analog and HD. It supports up to 8 motors. It's got pit function. And then you've even got voltage selection. So you can choose right here whether you want to run 5 volt or 10 volt through one of your backs. You've got all sockets. You can hard solder everything, or you can socket everything. Okay, I'm not done. If I flip it back over, you've got 128 megabytes of black box on board, and this little guy right here is a built-in barometer. This is a beautiful stack for about 90 bucks. You really can't beat it. All right, pilots, so next up is our powertrain, and I'm going to use an XT60, and I'm just thinking about running this, and I found, because when you run an It's FPV era, you get this cute little 3D printed thing right here that helps you keep your XT60 nice and organized. Now we want to tin these wires. I'm going to go like that. Get that nice and tinned. And then I'm going to go to the next one, which is my ground. And I'm going to tin that up. And this is a connection that you do not want to be shy on. Get plenty of solder. I mean, don't go obnoxious, but get it nice and wet. And I'm going to take my positive and I'm going to mount it here. Oh, it keeps bouncing down. So there you go. There's positive. And then next up is we're going to do the same exact thing, but with ground. Heat it up and slide it in. There we go. Now we're better centered, because we don't want that hanging off the edge like that. This is a very, very important connection. Okay, look at that. That's going to go right like that. Tell me that doesn't look good, huh? Woo! So the first thing I need to do is add solder, so we've got something to grab to. And be careful, you don't want to mess up the connections you just did, so don't get it too hot. Just blob right on top. I know it's going to look silly at first, but that's okay. Oh, okay. That's not an easy thing to do, huh? Bam. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm not even going to trim this, but I do need to be very cautious that I'm putting this gray line on the negative side. So I'm going to slide that in. Okay. I'm going to grab some tweezers of such. And I'm going to hold it just like this. And I want that to be pretty close. Now I'm going to go down, heat it up, heat it up, heat it up, get in. Not too hot, not too hot, be careful. Okay, there you go. All right, we don't want too much heat. So now our ground is done. Now we're ready for positive. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. Don't put too much heat, because you'll pop off your XT60 and then you've got to start over. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I'm going to go to the next one. Being very, 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 very careful, and cut that off. So I'm looking at this one and I see that it says 10 volt ground, T2, R2, and then it's got a ground and an R3. That's the guy right there. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Just like this. Nice and easy. Be easy, because you can break these connectors. And keep in mind, we went to a T2, R2 for our air unit, and we went to R3 for our S-Bus, okay? So make sure we remember that. That's important stuff. Wow, look at these motors. They're freaking gorgeous. Look at that. If you want to get yourself a set of these motors, I'm going to put a link for you down in the video description. I'm going to grab my iron, and I'm going to tin my pads. Here we go. Now, here we go, locking it down, locking it down. You ready for the action? Here we go. And that baby looks good, mounted good, strong, and it's got the skid, it's got the protection. I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a moment, I'm gonna get all these mounted with all four motors done and ready to go, and then we'll meet back here. Oh yeah, looky here, huh? That is gorgeous. Look at that. Those motors are beautiful. All right, we want to lay the wires as flat and straight as we can because once again, we've got a nice touch by It's FPV. You don't have to run these, but I want to, and they're really cool. Look at these. These are like these injection molded, very thin, but very perfect trays. So they fit right over just like that, bloop, and they're gonna protect all of your wires, keeping them safe and sound from flying propellers going. So if you bend a prop and it's coming around about to cut your wires, this is gonna keep them safe and sound. And make sure we have enough to loop back. So I'm gonna cut them somewhere around there. So we're gonna grab our cutters. We're gonna snip all three in one shot. Bloop. Just like that. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. Last but not least, you grab your tweezers. Make sure you're keeping them in order. You don't want to get out of order because then they'll look all crazy. And we're gonna go 1. Then I'm gonna grab number 2. And then I'm gonna grab the third one. And boom. All three nice and straight, nice and symmetrical. And that's gonna allow me to run them up the frame just like we talked about and then tuck them in. And foremost focus is gonna be the arm itself so we can put our protection tray on. And there you go. All three are in. They're protected. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Now, this will pop off. So you're going to want to use some electrical tape or my favorite, Maxwell tape, which is kind of like a cloth electrical tape. And then come right across the top, just like that. Use something to hit this curve, because you do have that there. Watch and learn, pilots. I'm going to wrap nice and tight and around. And then I'm going to need to tuck again. And the longer you cut this, the more times you got to go around and tuck. But that's okay. You want it done right. God, that looks good. The only thing that's bothering me just a little bit is I have these beautiful white wires which are going to match my beautiful white GoPro mount, and I really won't get to see a lot of it because I'm protecting them with this. But I'd rather be strong and protected than matching perfectly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hit the others, and we'll meet back here. Oh yes, pilots, we are there. Look at that. Those motors are mounted, and as you know, they're beautiful. They are wired up, ready to go. Look at that wiring. Shoo, shoo. And then we've got our protectors with a little tape to hold it. We are there. Do. So the only thing to do is to take our flight controller and go ahead and put it on top. And literally the last piece of this puzzle is to go ahead and put a couple nylon screws right here on these top posts. I'm going to go ahead and come around and snug them all down just a little bit. And there you go. So now our stack is mounted and we are beautifully soft mounted. And as you can see, I've still got play. If I push, I still got movement, but it's strong. It's not loose. It's strong. Now the last step is going to be to remove this screw that we used to hold our XT60. And we are going to drop in. Woo, look at that. Love it. Love it. I'm going to take some screws and drop these in. All right, now right off the battery pad, look at that. This is good stuff right here. And I want to demonstrate just in case. So I'm going to grab a battery. Here is a Mega Boom, whatever this is. I got this at some point. Check this out. So I'm going to push there, give it a little push down, and look at the strength of that, okay? I am picking up this quadcopter by the battery, which is just being held by the battery pad, the battery gummy. I'm sure you're all familiar with Grip. That's pretty much what this is, but it's not that brand. This is theirs that they made that comes with it for free when you buy this. Now I got to separate. Oh my God, that was like pulling off Velcro. And this one goes right through the top right here. I'm going to just wiggle it on through. Be easy, be easy. We do need to mount some props, but the last and final step, that is a long beveled screw. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide this through the top. Bloop. And this is called hot swapping. And the reason why is because you can do it with one screw, fast and quick like. And I'm going to just drive this through. Do not over tighten this. Do not over tighten this. And if I flip it over, it should have stopped perfectly, which it did, and there you go. Pilots, you are looking at the Era by its FPV 04 DJI edition, and we built it magnificently. The last and final thing is going to be a startup, so I'm going to just use a little connector. Every drone pilot should have a power supply. This is how you protect your stuff. If not, use a smoke stopper. Don't just power up full battery right off the get after doing a full build like we just did. All right, here we go. Oh, that's magic. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. All right, we are going to go fly this, but I do need to activate my DJI 04 air unit. Then I need to bind that to my goggles, my radio to my goggles, and then I need to jump into Betaflight. I can use a cord, or keep in mind this T-motor stack that we specifically picked does have wireless Bluetooth, so I can do it from my phone. But I am not going to show you how to do any of this because the DJI 04 Air Unit Pro, I just call it the air unit, and then the light is the little guy, one of these. This is the light is what I'm calling it. I think everybody's kind of doing that. But I have a full setup video on how to do the new DJI Air Unit 04. I'll link that video down in the video description. If you have an ELRS, Crossfire, full videos, full setup, start to finish, I have full videos on those. I will put those down in the video description. And lastly, Betaflight setup. I've got a awesome, fast, quick video to help you set up your quadcopter on Betaflight, walking you through the whole process, no matter which receiver or which flight controller you're rolling with. I will put that video down in the video description, so there's no point for me to do that with you now with this because it's the same with those. So I'll link those down and you grab the one that best fits you. Enjoy the show. All right, pilots, I'm going to set this up and then we're going to take it to the sky. I hope that you guys are as excited and hope you guys love this as much as I did. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to fly it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Feel like Kobe, I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me, I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili, from young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats, circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? We ready, been ready. I waited, my turn, on God, held steady. I keep dropping back to back. I'll keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody, moving state to state. Make $1 million out the semi, plus I grind it from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? 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 Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Motivational youth only. Mentally feel like Kobe. I'm like Jokic with the rock. You physically couldn't hold me. I don't care if you pushing 40. You can never little bro me. Euro step like Ginobili. From young OG to the OG. From nosebleeds to floor seats. Circle stronger than Cuban links. My gold dance, your gold plated. You verse me, now that's a reach. We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? We ready. Been ready. I waited. My turn. On God. Hell steady. I keep dropping back to back. I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? We ready. Been ready. I waited. My turn. On God. Hell steady. I keep dropping back to back. I keep going if you let me. I've been sitting at the top, looking down at those who left me. Promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody, moving state to state. Make $1 million out the semi, plus I grind it from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? Who? We ready. Who? Who ready? We ready. Who ready? We ready. Who ready? Who? We ready. Who?